Genesis chapter 32. And Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And Jacob said when he saw them, "This is God's camp." So he called the name of that place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau his brother, into the land of Seir, the field of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, "Thus you shall say to my lord Esau, Thus says your servant Jacob, I have sojourned with Laban and stayed until now. And I have oxen and donkeys and flocks, and male servants and female servants, and I have sent to tell my lord this, that I may find favor in your sight." And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We came to your brother Esau, and he also is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people who were with him and the flocks and the herds and the camels into 2 camps. And he said, "If Esau comes to the one camp and attacks it, then the camp which is left will escape." Then Jacob said, "O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, O Jehovah, who said to me, Return to your country and to your relatives, and I will do you good. I am not worthy of all the lovingkindnesses and all the faithfulness which you have shown to your servant, for with my staff only I crossed over this Jordan, and now I have become 2 camps. Deliver me, please, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he come and attack me and the mother with the children. But you have said, I will surely do you good and make your seed like the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude." And he spent that night there. Then from what he had with him he took a present for Esau his brother: 200 female goats and 20 male goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 nursing camels and their young, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys and 10 male donkeys. And he delivered them into the hand of his servants, every drove by itself, and said to his servants, "Cross over before me, and put a space between each drove." And he commanded the foremost, saying, "When Esau my brother meets you and asks you, saying, To whom do you belong? And where are you going? And whose animals are these before you? Then you will say, Your servant Jacob's, it is a present sent to my lord Esau, and now he also is behind us." And he commanded also the second and the third, and all who followed the droves, saying, "In this way you shall speak to Esau when you find him. And you shall also say, Your servant Jacob is right behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the present that goes before me, and afterward I will see his face, perhaps he will accept me." So the present crossed over before him, and he himself spent that night in the camp. And he rose up that night, and took his 2 wives, and his 2 female servants, and his 11 children, and crossed over the ford of the Jabbok. And he took them and sent them over the stream, and sent over what he had. And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the break of dawn. And when the man saw that he did not prevail against him, he touched the socket of his hip, and the socket of Jacob's hip was dislocated as he wrestled with him. And the man said, "Let me go, for the dawn is breaking." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." And he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." And he said, "Your name will no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with men, and have prevailed." And Jacob asked him and said, "Please tell me your name." But he said, "Why is it that you ask my name?" And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for, he said, I have seen God face to face, and yet my life has been preserved. And the sun rose upon him as he crossed over Peniel, and he limped because of his hip. Therefore the children of Israel do not eat the thigh muscle, which is upon the socket of the hip, to this day, because he touched the socket of Jacob's hip at the thigh muscle.